Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today, guys, we have another crazy video as usual. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about a couple of different things that we saw go down in the community yesterday, because as we all know, the heats were taking place during that day, and with heats comes a lot of drama as expected, but also we saw some pretty crazy achievements, and I'm going to be sure to show you guys all of the info on that, and more specifically, TNA Speedy coming out and calling out Reverse2k and just completely going off on Reverse2k in his replies. It was an absolutely crazy moment, and I'm sure a lot of you guys saw it on the thumbnail, but yes, that is a real tweet, and I'm going to be breaking down that entire situation just a little bit later in the video, so make sure to stay tuned for that, guys, because you do not want to miss that banger of a topic. And also, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of different situations that we saw go down during heats yesterday, because a lot of people were actually getting booted off because their IP was actually grabbed, and I do want to spread a little bit of awareness on this topic, because I know a lot of you guys look at drop maps and heat maps and just use Fortnite GG overall, and I do want to try to prevent any of you guys getting booted off for that, so make sure to stay tuned for that, guys, and I will have the chapters down below, so you can just skip to that if you guys want to. And if you guys do want to support me in one of the best ways possible, you can go ahead and enter my creator code into the Fortnite item shop. It is kngmarc, all lowercase, no spaces, and would be greatly appreciated. But now that that is all out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and into the first topic of today's video, which is actually going to be about all of the drama that we saw come to our timeline between Reverse2k, TNA Speedy, and the whole TNA roster that actually moved to NA to compete. It was just such a crazy situation, and let me just clarify, I do not know the original backstory of all of this drama, because I know this has been going on for a couple of weeks is what people are saying, but it seems like this drama really stemmed out of Reverse2k's tweet, because out of nowhere he tweeted this image out with the periods, and in that photo it was actually a screenshot of TNA Looter, Muzz, and Speedy's placement in the heats, and it was 18th, and it sort of seems like, you know, Reverse2k was taking a stab at TNA in their entire roster that actually moved to the NA region just to compete. And of course, guys, this tweet absolutely blew up and flared a huge argument between the TNA roster and Reverse2k, and we saw a bunch of replies from those members, like Looter here saying, "Crazy how you're the worst one on the trio and somehow are the one with the ego, sort your munted head out." And as you can tell, he's just sort of taking a shot back at Reverse2k, calling him, you know, like the worst player out of Day and Marrow, sort of implying that, you know, he gets carried and he's really not that good of a player. But then Reverse2k actually replied to Looter saying, "No ego really, Speedy started it for no reason, LMAO." And then Looter then replied saying, "You were crap talking the org we are in and our friends." And I can sort of understand what Looter meant by that, but the whole reason Reverse2k was sort of crap talking TNA was because he wasn't happy with how he was treated in there, and I covered that in a previous video, actually breaking down how all that beef came to the timeline regarding Arab's podcast, TNA Curse, TNA Reverse, and just all of that drama. But long story short, for that video, guys, Reverse2k was pretty much unhappy with how he was treated in TNA, so he actually left it, and he is under NDA, so he can't say the reasons as to why he actually didn't like being a part of the org, but he is on bad terms with them, and that's why he just, you know, made all that drama on the timeline. He didn't go too into detail, but I did cover everything that I could, so if you guys are interested in watching that video, go ahead and head over to that. But back into all this drama, after Looter replied of that, TNG God actually jumped into this and said, "Just because you're treated good in a org doesn't mean everyone else is treated good. Everyone has different experiences with organizations, of course. People can't fully speak out on it because it is in the contract, aka the NDA, that we are seeing Reverse2k being locked under." And then he replied, "Just know you would be right there with us if Booga wasn't a nice guy." And I'm not too sure if what he meant by saying Booga was a nice guy was because Booga dropped Day and Marrow, just so Reverse2k would play with him, but that's what I'm assuming is what he's talking about or referencing in this tweet. And after that, nothing really progressed with that thread that was worth covering, but then TNA Speedy replied to the original tweet to Reverse2k saying, "Con off spawn, so was expected. All good though, you're still a fat F." And this reply was completely out of nowhere and so far out of pocket, but it absolutely blew up under this thread, and even Reverse2k himself replied to Speedy saying, "LMAO." It's just crazy how all of this sort of stemmed over one screenshot of a heats placement. But then again, as an ex-player myself, I can see why Looter, Muzz, and Speedy would be absolutely heated, especially after a devastating placement like the one they got. But then again, they do have the next season to go next, so it doesn't really matter too much. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this topic for this part of the video. I pretty much covered all of the tweets and replies that were actually worth covering, so let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about the entire situation that went down between Reverse2k, Speedy, Looter, Muzz, just all of that down below. But now that that is all out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and head to the next topic of today's video, which is actually going to be about a pro player that managed to qualify once again for this grand finals, and I personally think he is one of the most consistent pro players if not the most consistent when it comes to qualifying for grand finals. He has qualified a total of 10 times now, and his name is actually Kaz. He's a 10 times FNCS qualifier. He is on the org called Moon Unit Gaming, and he tweeted this out saying the 10 time, and he is actually playing on Hoofishy and Aspects Trio, and he's a really good player, but the only issue is whenever he qualifies for these grand finals, sometimes he struggles to get that, top 5, top 10 placement, but a lot of people are predicting that he is actually going to be placing really well in this grand finals. But I guess we will just have to wait and see how it actually turns out, and if he does end up placing top 5, top 3, I will be sure to cover it in a future video and give him a big shout out. But nevertheless, he still is one of the most consistent pros, so make sure to go show him some love to his Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. It's all on the screen. And that is going to be the end of this topic for this part of the video, guys. And I'm going to go and hop into the next topic, but let me just clarify, this isn't sort of a drama or, like a beefy situation of some sort. It's no beef, it's no drama, it's none of all that. It's more of just a PSA to you guys. I wanted to put this topic in here because I know a lot of you guys are competitive players and use Fortnite.gg, and I personally did not know about this until Macwood tweeted this out saying, I don't know how the F no one is tweeting about this. The reason so many people are offering drop maps to people on Fortnite.gg is because it is insanely easy to hide as an IP grabber, spread awareness, and that was pretty much the end of the tweet, but I did just want to put that in here because I do want to spread a little bit of awareness, like how Mac was saying too, so just make sure you guys are being a little bit more extra careful when you're clicking on a drop map, and just make sure you're not clicking on a phishing link or an IP grabber. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about all of the topics that we covered in today's video, because today was an absolutely stacked video to say the least. I mean, we talked about the TNA and Reverse2k drama. We talked about the IP grabbing links. It was just so stacked, and I want to know what you guys think about the Reverse2k, Speedy, Looter, and Mudds drama, especially with Speedy calling him a fat F. It was just so out of pocket and crazy to say the least, but maybe it was warranted because of the trash talk they were talking about earlier. But I want to know what you guys think about that topic. Let me know down below in the comment section if, as I said, if you guys think that it was warranted, if it wasn't, and also be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about Kaz qualifying for a grand finals 10 times now. It is just absolutely crazy, his consistency, and as I said, he is actually on an org, but I could see him being on a bigger org, and especially if he pops off in one of these FNCSs and gets like a top 3 placement. It's only a matter of time considering how consistent he is. At least one of these times he's going to get a top 5 for sure, but if he actually does end up placing a top 5 or a top 10 in this FNCS grand finals, I'll be sure to cover it in another video, so make sure to subscribe to the channel with all notifications on so you do not miss that banger of an upload. And also make sure you guys are being extra careful when it comes to clicking on these links that players are sending you. A lot of these players, they are genuine, but there are the ones that are actually just trying to get your IP just so they can boot you off of heats. It's really sad and scummy to see, but I did just want to raise some awareness on that. Shout out to Macwood for tweeting that out. He is a real one. And also, guys, as I said, this is going to be the end of the video, and if you guys do want to support me in one of the best ways possible, go ahead and enter my creator code into the Fortnite item shop. It would be greatly appreciated. It is kngmarc, all lowercase, no spaces, and I do love and appreciate all the support you guys are showing in the times of THG being away. It truly does mean the world to me. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me, though. I'm out of here. Peace.